the week before that, tonight's fucking thing was you're not doing well in front of young comics. Well, listen, that's great because when I started, I always got my antennas up when I saw people with my hair in the audience. And guess what? If you start believing that, every time you see those white-haired people, you're going to bomb. So, you're not doing well in front of this young audience because you got it in your head. It became a Lee Judaism piece, along with the gambling, along with, you always freeze up because you don't have that THC coating in your body. And that's what happens. See, I got the body protector on. I'm hitting edibles. I'm smoking pipes. I'm making it happen. You don't get into so you stay a Jewey kind of person, and it's going to keep going. Every time you're going to hit a stage, you're going to look behind the curtain, see a row of young kids, and you're going to go, fuck, there goes my night. And that's what we're trying to avoid. And that's what we're trying to avoid altogether. Because I don't need you. What did Shinzu say? Most battles are won before they're ever fought. The dude from the Seven Samurai. Shinzu, whatever his fucking name is. Most battles are won before they even fought, Lee. So if you keep putting that in your head, it's going to happen to you what happened to me. I remember one time I had to open up for somebody like Wendy Liebman in Fort Lauderdale. What's the one above? Boca? Bro, it was a fucking bunch of old Jews. Not only were they Jewish, but they were old, my age, like 50-year-olds, 55. They all had white hair. I ate a bag of dick for no reason. It started in North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where my Fear of Young Kids started. That was like 97. And now, years later, I still had that fear. Like if I went to a comedy club and there's young kids mixed, I would do okay. An old couple, but if I saw 5 of them, like they just got off the ship, you know what I'm saying? They just got sent home with Social Security, I would fucking panic, guys. And it took me a few fucking years to overcome because I know it's just a stupid thing that I'm listening, that I'm seeing. It's another, what is that called, George? Another red flag that you're throwing up against yourself to limit you. You're not doing well in front of them because you're being a Jewey. You're being Lee the Jewey. When you get high and go up in front of them, you're not going to give 2 fucks about them. In fact, you're going to go, fuck you, punk. You don't even eat pussy the right way. And look at your girlfriend. She still pisses and the panties still smell like pee-pee. You don't even dry your fucking pecker. You know what I'm saying? You don't even dry that fucking monkey correctly. That's why we're experienced, Lee. That's why people always go, oh, well, you're so wise. Wise, you know what you get when you spell wise backwards? You made a lot of fucking mistakes. That's what being wise is. Yeah. You're not smarter than anybody. You just made a lot of fucking mistakes. So in comedy, you'll get wiser and you'll see that all that shit is resistance. It's your own body fucking with you. I used to have that about old women, and then it was probably Chinese people. Then it was, because if you let it in one time, now you're going to, I don't like when bachelor parties are there. I don't like when bachelor parties are there. I don't like none of them. All you got to do is go up there, crack your fucking jokes, and get the fuck out of there.
Right.
Hey, Uncle Joey, I want to talk to you about something. If you got weight loss goals, it's time to actually hit them. Weight Loss by Hims is designed to support the whole way. Hims offers access to affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen. Hims connects you with a licensed provider, 100% online if prescribed. Your medication is delivered to your door, no insurance necessary. Hims makes it simple to find GLP-1 care that fits you and your wallet with a personalized treatment plan and unlimited dosage changes as they're needed. Do me a favor, ready to reach your goals, ready to look good like a savage by Christmas? Visit hims.com/church, CHURCH, to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's Hims, HIMS.com/CHURCH. Church. Hims.com/church. Like that. Weight loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is a registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. Thank you. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com, HIMS.com. Thank you. Hey, beautiful people, Uncle Joey here. Listen, it's only August, but summer's not over yet. Make it last as long as possible with IndaCloud. IndaCloud has everything you need to keep the good vibes going. Energy gummies to take on the day, thick pre-rolls, and top shelf flour for some classic relaxing. And their new extra strength sleep gummies when it's time to hit the crib. Listen, you know me, dog. As far as IndaCloud's concerned, I go with right here. Dracula, 500 milligrams. All IndaCloud products are federally legal THC. Everything sold is DEA certified and lab tested. If you're 21 or older, go to indacloud.co. That's .co, not .com. And use code CHURCH for 30% off your subscription order. Again, use code CHURCH for 30% off your subscription order. That's indacloud.co, code CHURCH, CHURCH, for 30% off. Ship routinely and discreetly to your door. Plus, free gifts on the qualifying orders. After you order, you fill out a survey and say this church sent you there. Enjoy responsibly, and I want to thank IndaCloud for always having our back.
No, and so you're right. It is just resistance. Because I don't know. It's something I noticed that I just do better. I do better if it's more of a mixed ages or even older. But like the younger, like if the 20-year-olds, it's like 50-50. And I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like they're cool, especially in New York. Like they're cool at that age, and I'm the opposite of that.
I would get in that car at 11:45, and I'd be in Hollywood on Martel, copping a gram of coke by 1 a.m. And I did that every fucking time I worked San Diego. I parked the car strategically. The gas was filled up, and there was no goodbyes. I went right from the stage. The car was already packed. Clothes was in there. There was nothing to stop for. There was a water in there. There was a joint already rolled. Once I go through immigration, you won't see me. Like I do under like 80 as I'm hitting immigrant. Yeah, they ask you if you have any fruit.
They never stopped me once.
No, so they just go like this.
Yeah, they
But
never.
Sometimes they ask you, what do you got? And I got a pepper, you know. But right after they unleash me, right from there, I would do 100 all the way to Irvine. Now I'm 45 minutes out. Now I got this bitch. Now I got to go on another tear for 90. And next time I look up, we'll be with a Commerce Casino because you're 21 miles away at this point. So, you know.
Not that you've done it a couple times.
I've done it a million times. And my whole journey was to get back by 1 a.m. to beat the Coke dealer from closing. He didn't like customers after 1.
It's an early time for a drug dealer to close.
I don't want to hear no stories from nobody. An hour 43, big pimping.
Fuck.
And if a cop pulls you over on Friday or Saturday night, that's the 5, correct?
Yeah.
As long as you have an ID and an insurance card, they will not give you a ticket.
That might not be.
I got pulled over doing 85, 90. What's the rush? I got a spot at the Comedy Store. What time you got to be there? I make up a fake time. And you go, all right, do me a favor, keep it under 70 the rest of the way. Because if you don't have alcohol on your breath, they're not going to fuck with you. They have too many people to fuck with. Too many people. I don't know how many times. Don't say, Joey, well, he knew you. There was no podcast back then. There was nothing. It was straight up gangsterism.
You never once got pulled over?
I got pulled over a couple of times heading up, but never got a ticket from San Diego. And that's the reason. Because I never had alcohol on my breath. And he would say to me, dog, your foot's a little heavy tonight. I know I got a spot at the store. Talk to you for a minute or so. Where are you coming from? The La Jolla Comedy Store. Why are you going up there? Because I did a spot here and I got another one up there at 1:30. And you just get into that, and right away he comes back. The insurance, the license is up to par. You're back to speeding, Jack.
I would, dude. So you getting pulled over once didn't like make you like go slower the next time?
No, because now I got it out of the way. I got the pullover out of the way. You get pulled over an average of 2.5 times per year. Sometimes you get a ticket, sometimes you don't. Check the national average. You know, whatever the fuck. So
you just think the odds are in your favor to fucking go
I don't
for it.
drink. My eyes are clear. My paperwork's okay. You know, I might have been doing a little fast, but officer, it's an old car. I don't know the gap. It's a new car. I don't know this. It's a medium car. I don't hear so good. You see, I got the handicap sticker. You're working it. Always as a gentleman. As soon as a cop pulls me over, I put 2 hands out of the fucking car. Don't shoot me. Right there, they know. This guy's going to be okay. He gets to the car. I treat him with all the respect in the world. I don't even, most people start with their stupidity. 6 out of 10 people will say, I wasn't speeding. Listen, how about I just pull you out of the car and beat you with this baton for 25 fucking minutes? Dude. I'm pulling you over because you were speeding. And right away, you're telling me you weren't and people just commit.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see it. People just fall apart.
Do you get that on Instagram? My Instagram is full of people lying to the cops and the cops beating the shit out of them.
No, I don't
like it. I don't know why Instagram thinks
you watch.
I don't know.
What the fuck do you watch?
Dude, Instagram knows what you like, and I guess I like it.
I don't like that.
Oh, well, it's because there's a thing called There's they don't believe in laws. So like they'll say that they're a sovereign citizen. That's what it's called, a sovereign citizen. And I don't really know but they claim they're traveling. They're not driving, so they don't need a driver's license. And there's just these videos of them telling cops this, and cops tasing them and pulling them out of the car. And there's something I don't know. I see it all the time. You don't see it?
No, I don't want to see that shit. You know, man, it's tough enough being a fucking cop and then running into like these street lawyers.
Yeah.
And I come from a different society where street lawyers never did well. They make you follow them, they beat you up in an alley. They're going to do something to you. Just keep your mouth shut.
I never got being
apologize right off the bat. I'm sorry, officer. I didn't see that light. I didn't see this. But you're always apologetic. Well, I had the light. It's a Jersey yellow. You just got nailed. Tell it to the judge.
That's when people like meet, when they just yell at the cops or like, that's crazy.
What'd you just gain? You should say less. I'll talk to you about whatever the fuck you want to hear. Just 100 milligrams, those things. I think Lee took the 50, so give him another one. Just in case it was a 50.
I didn't take a 50. I'm good on the,
I'm good on that. I'll tell you what happened this weekend. I don't know. I think when I was 10, I heard that expression. Shut your mouth. You got the world by the balls. And for like 2 years, I thought about that expression. Just like, what the fuck are these people, these old dudes saying? You know? As I got older, I used it. And I would think about it, and like when you're just feeling down about something, you're just having a bad day. You're like, wait a second, I can hit the lottery tomorrow.
Right.
You
got the world by the balls.
You got the world by the balls. When I see somebody young who's doing comedy, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't want to be younger, but I know that they got the world by the balls. When I look at how old I am, and I notice that I don't have to work a ship, I don't have to do anything. What are you laughing about, Nick? I don't have to do anything creepy that I don't want to do. I say to myself, I got the world by the balls. If I get up in the morning, I go to the dentist, and he says you got 1 cavity instead of 22, I got the world by the balls. I got something to work with.
Right.
But the other day, I saw it in Living Fucking Life. I think Saturday, I went do something in the morning. I got home and I put the computer on, and I was sitting in the back room. Terry had put the TV on. Something happened, and then she left. Not left the house, but just went to a different part of the house. And I was watching what was on. I heard something, a voice. I'm like, that sounds like Whitney Houston. And I looked over, and it was the bodyguard. Her and the dude from fucking Yellowtail, whatever,
Yellowstone?
I had some Yellowtail sushi today. That's why I was thinking about Yellowtail. So, have you ever seen that movie, anybody?
No.
It's a movie about Whitney Houston's a star, and she hires, she's getting death threats, so she hires a bodyguard. It's whatever his name is, Kevin Costner. And he looked good in that movie. Kevin Costner looked like Steve McQueen, like a young Steve McQueen in that movie. And, you know, he's his bodyguard, but somewhere along the line, they fall in love, and, you know, somebody tries to, he gets shot on the job. Yeah, not a bad movie. A little mushy for my taste, but it was on. And I went up to get water, and they were just having a scene where he's talking to her. And I'm looking at her for like fucking 5 minutes while she's talking to Kevin Costner. And do you know that I just welled up with tears and just started fucking crying? Because I'm looking at this girl. It's 1992. How old could she possibly be? A year older than us. 30, 29. Here she is. I don't know how many songs she put out by then. She was fucking beautiful in this movie. Oh my God, she had the fucking, with the loop earrings when they put her hair up. Whitney Houston was smoking. I'm like, what if somebody took a picture of this and went to her one day and said, Whitney, look at this picture. You've got music, you got movies, tours, you're fucking, early on, she got signed up to be like a makeup girl for all those companies. She had so much loot coming in. I'm like, but she had the evil side that I had. She had addiction, you know, she loved partying. And this was way before all that. You know, she picked it up in East Orange over the years. So, and I'm looking, yeah, you pick it up in your neighborhood, you know, gram here, a half gram here. And it's funny how you look at the picture, you know, you look at if I could talk to her again, go, whatever you're doing in your life that's negative, get rid of it. Because look at this. If this is somebody who's got the world by the balls for real, look at everything she had at that time of her life. And, you know, somewhere between the pressures, writing music, Bobby Brown, you know. And I can't blame Bobby Brown. I mean, you don't blame Bobby Brown. All she had to say was no, you know. But it grew with them as a family. And what happened. She died, not from a cocaine overdose, but she was on her way because of just the constant push and pull. When you have that constant push and pull of rehabs and getting clean, and I'll sober up for a tour and mid-tour, you know, you go on the road 6 months, good luck. By the second month, you're going to go to an after party, somebody's going to have white powder around their nose, and pop goes the weasel. You know what I'm saying? Pop goes the weasel. So it's very hard to sit and watch and judge somebody. And that's what I was crying about. I was crying that, dog, all of us, except for Lee, we drank the same water she drank, dog. That dirty East Orange River, whatever that river water they get is, Hacky from the Blackie. You know, she drank the same water as this, man. That's not some girl that, she drank the same water in the projects. And here she was on top of the fucking world. And that's very hard to accomplish. That's very hard. I mean, so I was just thinking about, hence the expression, when you have the world by the balls. You know, you come in here every fucking Monday. Last week was the tranny comedian show. The week before that, the oven blew up. That I do down there. Like Tuesday when I got to the club, and I could only do the one show, I didn't go home. I stayed and watched the showcase.
Okay.
I watched like 8 door guy go up, you know? And it was really interesting because I don't do that here anymore. By the time I get to the show, it's a packed show. I can't sit in the audience and watch you because people are going to be going, Joey in the audience. I don't need that. You're on stage. I can't disrespect anybody. So I sit in the back and mind my business. At those comedy clubs, they have a back seat, you know, like the Comedy Store had that back row.
Right.
But all the way in the corner. You just put your hood over. Nobody know you're there. You put a baseball hat on with some glasses. Nobody knows you're there. And I would watch like 4 or 5 of the comics and see what the fuck is going on. I don't have that no more. So that's why I did in Austin Tuesday night. I just sat there and watched comedy. No idea what they were talking about.
No, none of them?
No idea. But I laughed, I giggled, and I got to see it because I learned from everybody. Whether you're young, old, maybe that person bombed, but they threw one fucking good joke up. And the way they delivered it was fucking spectacular. And that's what I'm always looking for. That one last fucking hook to bring you back, you know? So it's really interesting, how you learn from comedy in different... I don't like listening to comedy. And I realized last week the problem with specials is I don't like watching them. I want to see it fucking live.
Right, yeah. Okay. There's a huge difference.
Huge difference. Whether you're in front of 40 people or 4,000 people, that's that energy in the fucking room that I like. And I miss that. I don't do that enough here either.
You'll get to see a lot of it in Austin.
I'll go early. That's my world. Go early. The first show starts at 7. I'm right down the fucking corner. I can leave at 6:45. The show usually runs late, even if they start at 10 after 7. I'm stoned. I sit in the back. I got a fucking ginger ale or a thing of water, and I watch, and I learn. And you guys are like, well, Joey, how do you learn from God? You learn from their mistakes, and it reminds you about yours. Because I'm not perfect. I fuck up every time I go on stage. I just know how to cover it up a lot better because I've been doing it for a long time. I'm not better than you.
Yes, you are.
I've just been at it for a long time. It's a big fucking difference, and people have to start realizing that. I struggle. I do all the same shit you do. And I did all this shit you bring here, except for getting chased out of the tranny bar. I never did that in my young comedic career. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you know,
Chase
I
to
look
the
forward
strong
to
word.
these on Monday because you're always telling me something that I go, wow, I'll apply it to a different story in my life. Like when I got thrown out of the Josh Wolf fucking, the gay lady beat me up with the umbrella.
That's just a crazy sentence. Oh, but it's
What, Lee? It's what? Look at the shape of you.
yeah.
Well, this Voodoo Week. Listen, if you want to get high tonight, I'm fine. Because this is what people at home don't understand is this is like the biggest week for us this year.
Big week.
We got Brooklyn, we got AC on Friday and Saturday, and it's not just AC, it's home. A lot of people from old school is coming down. I'm getting text messages from people I haven't heard from in fucking years. People's kids are coming that I grew up with. That type of shit.
Fuck yeah.
So we're going to have a lot of crazy people down there. That's why I said, let's go down there Thursday night so we can get our yayas out by ourselves. Go get something to eat at 1, which you can't leave that building at night. It's got to be in there. I'm not letting nobody on the crew leave because they even tell you, don't go out there. I do want to double check something. Can you double check Evergreen Dispensary in Atlantic City?
You want me to
On
do that
your
right
phone?
now?
Yeah. Evergreen Dispensary. I talked to them. If you walk in there with your ticket, they'll give you something. It's like 20% off, something really good too. If you walk in there with a ticket to my show before the show, they'll hook you up. Because I went in there
That's
one
it.
day and they told me, tell your people.
1226 Atlantic Avenue.
What's the name of it? Evergreen. It's right across from the Oceans Comedy Club, right across from the casino.
2 in the morning they close.
And they close at 2 in the fucking morning. So we'll be going over. You know how some people go to Woe Hop?
Right?
That's what we'll be doing. We're stoners. We're going to Evergreen at 12 or 1 o'clock and make a video.
1226 Atlantic Ave.
On Thursday night. Dog, it's right. When you walk out of there, you look across and you can see oceans. What the fuck
sick.
you think you're dealing with? Behind, the front, does it matter?
Everyone has Google Maps. It's called Evergreen.
Yeah, Evergreen Dispensary.
The shows are going to be sick. It's going to be, I've heard nothing but cool things about it.
But
I've
what?
never, about oceans and Atlantic. I've never even been to Atlantic City.
All right, it's your first time for everything.
It's going to be, I'm excited to game. We won, I think we're 1-1 now.
Who?
At the tables. Oh no, we went to more than two.
Yeah.
2-1.
2-1.
Fuck
Oh, yeah. But, I listen to you every Monday. I listen to other comics. No other comic that we work with is very highly experienced. Everybody's like 8 years, right? Pedro's 8. Javier's fucking like 8 and 9. Hector.
Victor Cedeno.
Becky's like 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
Becky's like 3 years. So I enjoy watching you guys because that's the only time I can watch you. And it's crazy because every time I watch you in a big venue, you guys get stronger. Even if it's a little bit, you guys get that fucking stronger. What are you looking at me like I owe you $20 for? You look like Simon Boss Sinister. How are you going to get these people to get in? Like I told you, the story with me is simple. I did all those things. I was doing a podcast, and I told the story about mugging a fucking hooker. Now, when somebody says they mugged the hooker and lit her wig on fire, most people run. It opened up my ticket sales. So, again, I can't sit here and tell you that I went the organic route. I can't. I can't sit here. Like, I remember Dice explaining this to me 30 years ago at the store, talking about how he blew up out of 2 clubs, Pips and Rascals in Jersey. And they would tape a show on Rascals in Jersey. And Michael Mann came to New York and put that show on in the hotel room and saw him, being Dice Man, then offered him an audition, and how long that process took. It was a 10-month process till he heard from him again. It was so long that he was at that club that weekend, the same club where he came to watch him and talk to him. And he goes, a year later, the guy fucking called me, 14 months later. He said, we're going to start shooting in November. But I'm talking about the ticket sales. I've never been a smoke and mirrors type of guy. Do you remember the speech I told you when we first started hanging out? I got really high with you one day, and we were listening to Get Your Wings by Aerosmith. And I went off on Aerosmith, how people forgot Aerosmith, but they're an American,
institution.
When Aerosmith rocked in Boston, it wasn't like Boston was a boring place to be. They competed against the Celtics, you compete against the Flyers, and you compete against the Boston Celtics for entertainment in Boston. I never saw music in that equation. And here's 5 junkies from whatever part of Boston there is playing these bars in Boston, and they got so much notoriety, and then they did what everybody else did, what Twisted Sister did. They probably did Jersey or Connecticut or Pittsburgh, and the word got out. That's strong when I make a first impression and the word gets out. So you remember the speech we had? We were talking, and we were talking about how hard it was for Aerosmith to fucking put out that first album.
Yes, that I do.
At that time, 1970 in Boston, there was a ton of shit going on. There was nobody want to see 5 long-haired motherfuckers. How did they break through? How? Every show they did, they broke 2 needles. There's 3 of, no. Every show they did, they destroyed it. They gave you a full adventure. They sweat on you. They did a bunch of things you don't sell the ticket. You're selling what's going to happen once they get there. how they're going to feel once they get there. That's the biggest mistake I see with people, and I laugh. Hey, I'm doing a show Thursday, come by. And one of those descriptions, you got to describe what's going to happen to them. They're going to see fucking... Who's doing drugs right now? These days, like who's big on drugs on TV? Anybody? Like one of those people.
Delonte West.
Galante, who's that?
The former Celtics player who like is like homeless on the street.
All right, even Lamar Odom. I'm having a party tomorrow morning. Lamar Odom was going to be rolling joints at this party. You know, I'm presenting something to their mind that's going to happen. And that's the other thing. Listen, I wish people come to Atlantic City this week. Is it going to be the best show they see all week? I could tell you that. Absolutely not. You're probably going to see somebody more creative, but you're going to get a lot of energy. You're going to laugh at some weird stuff, and you're going to see some weird people. You're going to see a family atmosphere. That's what we're selling. I'm not selling. I could sit here and blow smoke up people's ass. I don't want to do that because that's not what I'm selling. I'm selling an energy pit where everybody in that room, you're going to feel love in that fucking room. And people are going to be laughing at shit they've never laughed at before because the way it's being presented to them. Plus, I'm going to have Lee Sayata, the Flying Jew. I'm going to have Pedro from Hadro. You know, I'm going to have Becky Z, fresh off the boat. You know, whatever the fuck, you're presenting a picture. People don't want to sell you that. When I go to a restaurant, I tell Nick, that's our menu, and these are our specials. This motherfucker's going to read you 20 specials. You ever go to a restaurant, they read you 20 specials. I'm going to focus on 2 of those. And I'm going to sell it like it's a fucking orgasm. Listen, Nick, you ever bite a steak and it droops down your face? That's what you're selling. That's what they're going to go with. But if I sit there and tell you, we have the duck a l'orange, we have the pancetta a la coco, we have chicken cutlets, we've got pork shredded cutlets, we got this, we got that. I'm not going to sell you anything. You're just looking at Instagram. We got pork chops, we got this. What would you do if that was Instagram? I got pork chops with nice cherry peppers on the side. They just picked up these fucking potatoes from Idaho. They had to smuggle them back into Jersey. They're salt. There you go. I was thinking about fucking potato today.
Yeah, that is.
So what's the difference between selling a car and selling a comedy ticket? There's nothing. You're paying for what are those people, George? Impulse? Those are the people that buy the first tickets on Sunday night. When the ticket gets on sale, they're right there with their credit card, and I appreciate them. But they're impulse buys. They're going to buy whatever the fuck at that minute. And they're going to, well, Nick, you think my friends will come from Toronto? Let me get 3 extra tickets for my friend. Oh, at $300 a piece. You know what I'm saying? Let's check it out on the phone first before I go putting out this money for anybody. So there's so many things about selling that people just, I'm doing a show in Newark. So who the fuck cares? There was 3 black guys. They're rapping for a fucking donation in a tin cup.
It's but you got really good at it.
Because I only have one shot at it. I don't ever want anybody to give up on your dream. But after a while, you have to take your dream and do different avenues with it. It's still that same dream, but you're doing different avenues with it. But at the same time, I don't want you to give up like I never gave up. I never gave up. I'm not going to lie to nobody. Mentally, I never gave up. Sometimes on the outer core, in 2009, I didn't know what direction I was taking this before podcast. And I never really gave up. I just readjusted everything.
It's amazing that there's not more. You always hear life coach or something like that, job mentor, whatever it is. It's amazing there's not more of it, because that's the entire reason why I am paying a lot more than I need to right now to go to this kettlebell class. You told me, like, buy some kettlebells and just do them at your house. The reason why I can't do that is because I'll get complacent in my workout. I won't do that extra set. So it's amazing.
Knowing the situation before you go into it, Lee, that's all I ever want people to know. You know why? Because I went into so many situations that I know dick about. And I had to learn the hard way. How many times do I fucking get in your face about getting into situations that you know nothing about? What do you want to get into that situation for? And because we all do this. It's our natural curiosity you know this going in, and I'm so proud of you for that. You could go to kettlebells on Tuesdays. Hey, man, when I do those kettlebell things, I swear to my mother's grave, I put a timer on, Lee. And I count them out because I know I'm only cheating myself. But a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people in life don't know that. You know, when we were kids in gym class and we do push-ups and we do 14 instead of 20, and we look when the coach turned away, you only cheat yourself.
I was the king of that. I was the king.
King of that.
Oh, my God. I would never do any, like, hard work.
No, why would we? I'm not even putting the blame on you. Why would we? If they're not looking, why am I doing this? This is what character's all about.
But then when I would say that, my mom especially would be like, the coach is always like the coach, even if they're not looking, like if they're a good coach, they're looking and they'll see that.
They know.
Like that's when
they know by
when
your
you slack
work
off
ethic.
at work,
They know.
your boss knows that you're on.
At an early age, you're starting those bad habits, which we all do. You don't think I did it? You don't think I did 9 sprints instead of 13? You don't think I just sat there and touched the line when he turned around? I'm fucking lying to you. Yes, I fucking did it.
Of course, yeah.
But then, and you keep doing it. It's how long you keep doing it, Lee. You could do it till you're 50, like I almost did. Or one day you could stop when you're 26, like you actually did.
I've done it with, I appreciate the compliment. I've done it with some things, and it's like...
You can't do them with everything. But eventually
the
percentage gets higher.
Okay, that's all you have to keep working for?
As you get older, the percentage get higher. For 9 months, I walked around in a bad mood because of that fucking book. Thank God Gordon came into my life and eased it out. And I got to think about what I really wanted to write. And I read a bunch of stuff. And I said, this I don't like. There's books I read 10 pages and I just throw away. Like I know in the 10 pages. Like it's not going to get better than this because I don't like this style of writing. There's so many things. And then I started doing it, and that was the frustration. Once I started doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences a day, an outline, my life changed. Because I'm working towards a goal. And I never understood that at a young age. Boy, did it fucking kill me, Lee. Boy, did it destroy me. But then again, I wouldn't be here with you. These are the things you learn along your life that I wish most people who listen to this, you know, there's a lot of people that your father yells at you and says you're going to be a bum, and your mom says shit to you and you don't listen to them.
Right.
That was me with a mom. That was me. That's a kid with a safety net. You know, he would get up at 7:30 and stay in bed till 8:30 smoking cigarettes. I never saw that in my life. He would sit in bed for an hour and listen to Howard Stern. You know, Howard Stern is great, but he ain't putting a dime in your fucking pocket, and you ain't getting nothing from it. And you're 20-something.
A lot of people, that's honestly why I like this 9 a.m. class, because I would sit on the phone in the morning.
You, how many times have I been tormenting you about get out of the house? Listen.
The entire time.
I'm going to tell you what the biggest secret in life is. Getting out of the fucking house. Get out of the house. Get out of the house. Nobody ever repeats my jokes, Lee. Nobody ever repeats the stupid shit I say. But do you know how many times people come up to me and whisper in my ear, amen? Thank you for getting me out of the house. Nothing good happens on the couch unless you find change and you're satisfied with the 35 cents under your cot. Nothing. I don't care if you go to the corner and put a newspaper on your own. And make believe you're looking for a job at 9 in the morning. Just do me that favor. For the first week, just get out of the house at 9. Even if you just go to the corner, hit the mailbox and walk back and go right back to sleep. You took a shower, you ate, you made some notes, you wrote down your goals, and you got up and you walked around. I don't care if you're home by 10:15. I don't give a fuck if you're home by 9:15. As long as you leave the house. Because after a while, leaving the house catches on. It becomes contagious. And you realize, let me go for a walk. Let me go for a longer walk. Look at this, a pizza parlor with a help wanted sign. And here I am walking around looking for ads. Let me just start with a help wanted pizza job. You accomplish something.
Absolutely. And you accomplish something, and when I get up now, like I had a dream this morning that you called me at 6:30. I was sure when you called me at like 7 that you would call me. Oh, you did call me. I knew you.
Just fucking with you.
But
tell them what I said to you.
I couldn't remember. That's why. That's the one thing when you called me at 6.
Something about fucking Jews are telling you to wake up.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
hung up on you.
That's why I thought it was a dream.
I did that to like 3 of my friends this morning. They called back. What'd you do? Nothing. Don't worry about nothing.
That's why. Like sometimes when you call me at like 6 in the morning, I'll have to like I'll pay attention to the call, but then as soon as you get off the phone, I'm like, I have no idea what he said.
No, everybody does. I always say, you sleep and you go. No, I was just here thinking, right? Doing emails. I know when somebody's
Well,
asleep.
not at 6, at
I've
7.
woken
yeah.
up 10 million people in my life on purpose. Do you understand me?
Why on purpose?
Because I got to get them up. You got to get up, cocksucker. You got to get up.
But I'm up. It's late for me on the weekends to sleep till 9.
9 o'clock.
That's late.
There's no reason. And you got to get her up, and you got to accustom people around you to get up. And they'll get up. And they'll see it your way. Because I never saw it. If I got one thing out of Denora, if I got one thing out of my mother, it was getting up early to say hello to the sun. That stupid saying has stayed in my head since I was 4. She used to throw me out of the house. She used to say, "Oh, barache, but patio." That means get to the fucking backyard. We had no backyard.
Which meant you had to go and walk around.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of the house. When I'd be in the bar playing those stupid pinball games, she'd walk over and take the quarters off and go, "That's it, enough. Go. Out. Go walk. Go get hit by a fucking car. Do something, but you can't stay here all afternoon in this darkness."
When you first, it's different because your mom passed away. But when you were away from that, did you ever like to stay home? Like, cause my mom was like that.
No.
And I rebelled later and
I
stayed in.
understood where she was coming from.
Oh, I didn't.
Once it got down and dirty in my life, is when I found out how important that those things are. When they got down and dirty. You know how many comics I call here and they're not doing nothing? I want you to take a fucking piece of paper and a pencil and write down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And you pick out the open mics. Pick out 2, 3, 4. Pick out how many numbers there are and which ones are the more important ones. And you'll know which ones are time consuming, which one you could zip in and out of. I just want you to get off the couch every night and do a spot. If you're a plumber, I want you to get up every night and do a kitchen. If you're a painter, go paint a room. All these things add up. You know, I used to, at night, when I quit high school, loser Joey Diaz, thief, burglar, piece of shit. I still went to class twice a week from 7 to 10 at night. Took something. Intro to plumbing. I took a Teterboro fucking International Institute. Me and Tommy Russo, whatever that is.
You bring people to take class with you?
Like a vocational school. I talk you into it. I talk people into it. He took welding, I took plumbing. We quit after 6 weeks, but we still went. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand? If it's available to you,
Yeah.
take it. I just got something in the mail a month ago from, I signed up over here for kids thing at this park, North Hollywood Park. Here.
Oh, like a
If
camp?
you walk behind there, they have a bunch of things, and I got something for vocational. People who are this age with this type of income, you get a free vocation talk to you. So what? You got to go apply for a job. Or so what? You got to sweep. Somebody's trying to teach you something. Go learn it. If you're under the fucking income limit, go learn it.
I just read this thing, and I know it's not that new, but Starbucks has this thing where they're giving, I think, all employees tuition reimbursement to like Arizona State Online, which isn't Harvard, but free tuition to get a degree when you're in, like, just working at Starbucks. How amazing is that?
You imagine you work 30, 40 hours, whatever the rules are, you have to work, and then take classes online. They can't hand it to you any easier. But then again, I got to see what the guidelines are for Starbucks.
Let me look it up. I think it was pretty lax. Like when I saw it was like now accepting even part-time employees. Let me look. It just, but there was a big story about how a lot of people say, oh, like I had a lot harder when I was younger. College was easier, and people younger, like 20-year-olds, are getting shit for that. And what they said is like something like 70 or 80% of kids in college now have either part-time or full-time jobs.
Yeah.
And it was something like 30% back in the 70s or 80s. It's crazy what people need to do to get
with the
put themselves through
tuition.
college.
Parents are having a hard time just sending their kids to school.
Oh
The
my
kids
God.
got to help out a little bit. If your tuition is 20 fucking G's a year, Lee, you got to help out a little bit.
And that's low.
Okay.
Honestly, that's
So,
low.
Let's pretend you got a job and you pay $5,000 out of 10 a year. I can live with that. And you should be able to live with that.
Oh,
as
yeah.
long as you're not taking complete school loans.
I was very lucky. My parents they got split up. So the deal that we made is we each pay a third. So I got. There's a lot of kids who are stuck with the whole thing. So I got very lucky in that respect.
And you get stuck with these things. And what job to come out to? Look, you came out and you had a couple of different options. Right now, you're creating a position, which I talk about a lot. creating a position is always what advances the future in this shit. It's always one. It started with one guy making a fucking iPhone
Yeah.
part-time, like just it. Those, when you were a kid, if you ever write down how many different things you did, you probably went to ballet, you played PE football, you played baseball, you joined Aikido. You didn't like Aikido because your friend Nick went to karate, so you went to karate. From there, you wanted to play the guitar, but your friend played the guitar, so you learned how to play the bass. You did that all for 2 years. We do all these things, then we shed different things along the way, and we pick up the things that we're strong at. So if you're a baseball player, by the time you get to high school, even though you lettered, even though you played bitty basketball and 13 or 50-year-old football and Red Raiders, you narrow it down to one thing and work on that. Correct?
That seems like that's how my life went. My mom I always wanted to stay home all summer and just watch TV, and I was never allowed to do that. It used to piss me off. She would sign me up for stuff, and in high school, remember, I got signed up. I hated it when I was there, but looking back, it was probably I signed up for the only 2 video classes at this vocational high school in the town next to me, at a summer camp for kids. And that's honestly, that was the summer before high school. Wow, that's great. I never thought about this. That's the summer before high school, and then starting freshman year, I took every video class they ever gave, and yeah, wow, that fucking summer camp.
The more I learned how to speak English, the less television I watched. So by the time I was 9 or 10, my television skills were very limited. I couldn't wait to get out and talk English. I couldn't wait.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I couldn't wait to get out and see a new word. At that time I was putting words together in my head. I mean, by the second grade, I had learned pretty good English. I was getting good grades. I was taking aptitude tests and passing them. But I couldn't wait. It was different for me because I couldn't wait to go outside and speak English. I couldn't wait for those things. TV really wasn't. I think in the first and second grade, before I got a little after I got hit in the head with a lunchbox, before I went to karate was the only time I would stay at home. I would go home, eat a sandwich, and do a little homework, and then I would get walked to karate 3 or 4 days a week on the Upper West Side. So I was always one of those guys that I watched TV, but it didn't dominate me.
Oh, I loved it.
Then as I got older, then there came a time when I got settled, and I watched The Honeymooners, but that was at night. That was after 10:30. I never really got myself into. Then I watched Sanford and Son Fridays at 8 and 9. That was a certain time period for me, and I watched Chico and the Man. But that wasn't going to happen every night of my life. I would watch Welcome Back, Kotter, or there was a movie a thing on the other night, The White Shadow. It was a show on CBS about a white coach with a black basketball team. So I definitely watched that because I was into basketball. And I wanted to go to college, so I wanted to see what the lifestyle was like.
Was it you just not liking TV, or was it a rule from your mom?
I think it was a combination of 3 things. Even at an early age, I liked television, but I didn't like the control.
What do you mean?
I didn't like the control it had over me. I didn't like that there was times I would sit in front of that TV for 3 hours.
Oh, easy.
That's why I hated Star Trek, and I'd turn it off at 6 o'clock and I'd go do something else. I just hated it. The more I did it, I hated it. And even today, I come home, I'm doing a couple things, and my wife is in the living room working. She's got the TV on, listening to CNN or whatever. And sometimes I'll sit down, but the most I could sit down in the daytime is maybe 15 minutes. So I won't watch anything. I'll just sit there having a conversation.